Hey there. You are watching the Jessa Channel on YouTube. I'm Jessa, and today I am here with a new Just Jessa episode. We just had a Just Jessa episode, so why are we doing another one? Well, it turns out that the last Just Jessa episode brought up some questions in the comments, and I thought it got me to thinking, and I thought, the best way to talk about some of these things that have come up for me in my heart is to just turn on the old webcam again and answer them. So I think I'm going to do just that, because that's what I'm doing right now, which is why you're looking at me. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so in the comments, a longtime viewer of mine, his name is Daily Life, he left an intriguing comment, and Daily Life is known for this. In my mind, he is, because that's all he does. I mean, his comments are always really insightful, and they're really full of truth, and he'll just lay it down like it is. So he did that again, and I am grateful for that, and we're going to talk about it. So let's transition over to his comment. So what he said was, I asked in the last Jessa vlog whether you guys had seen the new channel design. And he said he hadn't seen the new channel design. I think mainly I just see you in my sub box. I noticed the J looks slightly different, but similar to your original look. Glancing at your channel page, I think you've got great branding. It's very you, always top notch. Thank you very much, Daily. And one of the things is that Daly's one of those people that when he gives you a compliment, you can really take it to heart with meaning, because when he doesn't like something, he'll tell you straight. So when he does like it, you can feel happy. As for the new indie games, I like the idea, but I just haven't been too interested in the games you've selected. See what I mean? He'll tell you the truth. Our taste in games is vastly different. Aside from our love of The Sims, and this is what this vlog is about. Aside from our love of The Sims, which the loss of that content has been hard to digest. Since The Sims 4 was so lackluster, we are in complete agreement about that, and The Sims 2 ran its course. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, that was Daly's comment, and you can see that I responded here, and we'll see what he says in his response. He hasn't had a chance to respond yet. But yeah, so that was Daly's comment. And so that brings up a question. And over the last year, I've fielded this question what feels to be hundreds of times, but probably not that many. But, it basically sums up to, Jessa, why is there no more Sims 2? So I figured I would just come clean and tell you why there is no more Sims 2. So let's talk about that by heading over here. I get all happy every time I get to change one of my backgrounds. How about this one? Ah, that's pretty. And then my overlay, change that. There we go. So, why is there no more Sims 2? So, I'm going to tell you right off the bat, this is going to be hard to talk about. I'm going to try and keep it short and sweet as usual. Well, okay, I sometimes don't manage the short and sweet, I admit it. But okay, I'm going to try. And this is gonna be hard on me. I'm telling you, because this is some stuff that's pretty close to my heart, and I have resisted talking about it for numerous reasons. You'll probably figure out why. So here we go. Why isn't there any more Sims 2? The number one reason why there's no more Sims 2 is because it is by far the most successful thing I've done on the channel. You might think, well, Jessa, why wouldn't you want to do more Sims 2 if it's been really successful? That's crazy. The thing is, there are some costs that come with success. And, well, with the success that came with The Sims 2. Not all success is like this. And I'm aiming for a different type of success. But the Sims 2 community is built, it's got a certain energy to it. And sometimes that energy isn't really something that I enjoy. That's the honest truth. What I mean by that is The Sims 2 is built upon sharing. And that's great. Of course, custom content is what's kept that game alive. There's still a very ardent fan base of Sims 2 players that are still sharing content and will be until, I don't know, until they turn 80 and die. I have no idea. I mean, it's been going on since 2002. That's a long time. But similar to other games that I've noticed, like Minecraft is one I'm thinking of right now, there's also a kind of, I'm trying to think of a polite word. There's a demandingness that comes with that sharing aspect. On one side of the coin, the sharing is really heartfelt and people share what they've created. And I think this is just the nature with any community, but the bigger the community, the more it may show up. I think I see this a little bit in the Skyrim community, but less so there. Anywhere where there's custom content. But there's a sense of entitlement that comes with the content. One simmer will show off what they have created using custom content and their own imagination. And most simmers are really good about saying, that looks great and good for you. Or, hey, how did you do X, Y, and Z? Would you show us or whatever? That's all great. Then there's some who feel an entitlement, a sense of what you made, I want it. It should be mine. Give it to me now. And you can hear in my voice the upset I have about this. And so Akanthop got a lot of this treatment. It got a lot of people basically demanding that I give it to them. They weren't content to look at it and enjoy it and share it with me. They wanted me to give it to them whole hog, the entire thing. And there were people who would ask once and I would say no, and they would say, okay, that's fine. But there were people who didn't. And those people are the people that really got under my skin. They would send me messages or emails through my site. They would talk poorly about me in other areas and other forums and communities because I wouldn't share it. There are so many reasons for me not to share that game. But the number one reason should be okay for it to be that it's mine. I made it using the work of other people, which I am deeply grateful for, and credit whenever I'm asked. I will say who did it and whatnot. And I do wish there were a better way for me to catalog all the custom content. But I mean, if you see even one house in Akanthop, it's impossible. I don't know how I would do such a thing. It would take up the rest of my life to do that. So to sit there and think, what piece of clutter was this? Who made it? And where was their site? And not only that, so many things are going off the internet nowadays because it's just been, so long since the game came out that, I mean, even finding some of these creators. Then as a person who is putting their content up in a public forum, YouTube in this case, I would need to credit every single creator that I used in that. And my downloads folder is very organized, but I don't see any way that I could find every creator, contact them, ask for permission. If they don't get back, I need to remove the content from the house, find the content, remove it. It would be a nightmare. So that really began to drag on me. Now, this has been not the easiest decision. If I were only into YouTube to make money, period, the absolute smartest, quickest way to do that would be to just put nothing but Sims 2 content up. If I did that, or just simming content, period. If I did that, I would have 1 million subscribers by now. Okay, maybe not 1 million, maybe like 500,000. Okay, maybe like 100,000. Okay, the point is I'd have a ton if that was my only goal. But it's never been my goal. I've said this over the years. The channel is called the Jessa Channel for a reason. Because it's about what I do no matter what I'm doing. Not because of The Sims. The Sims isn't even the first thing that I started with on the channel. It's definitely the thing that brought me the most growth. But with that growth came a lot of headaches. So that's the first reason. And the second reason is that, and I know that these things are going to sound like I'm saying that the whole community is responsible for this. You're not, by any means. There are many of you who've been quite polite and very respectful and very mature and responsible people, like normal human beings. I think a lot of it has to do with the size of the simming community, and that there are a lot of young people. I'm talking young, like early teens, even younger than that. And that's why I keep thinking about the Minecraft community, who haven't yet learned some of the responsibilities of being a really good adult human, because they're not adult yet. And so you get those folks who come in, and I want them to enjoy the content too, but the Sims community often had its little pockets of drama, meanness, the things that people would say to each other in simming communities that I read over the years. I mean, I've been reading simming communities since, like I said, 14 years, 15 years. I mean, the things I have seen, oh my God, over a game? It's a game. And the way people would behave, some of the stuff they've tried to bring here to the channel. This channel is A, family friendly, B, a representation of my heart and soul, and C, it's not we don't do, pardon my language here, what I'm going to say this. I just said it was family friendly, so excuse this next word I'm going to say. There's no bullshit here. I don't play. That's why you don't see all the normal stuff you see in YouTube comments in the comment section here, because I'm like, gone. I will block you without blinking. I don't play like that. So the times that it has snuck in has mostly, I mean, pretty much always, I can't think of too many other times, been from simmers. That sucks. So I didn't want that in my channel. It felt like it kind of sucked the love of Akanthop out of, I mean, I still love Akanthop. I love The Village. I love The Sims. But the thought of playing it on the channel and inviting more of that in is just, no thanks. The other thing is that the simmer folks who ask for the content to come back tend to do it in a way that is really disrespectful. They'll come into a video like this one, or like my last vlog, and they'll just, it's like you're at a party and a bunch of people are talking about a subject, but you want to know about The Sims. So you just dive into the middle of the conversation. No hello, no love what you're doing, or no like I've watched your video or anything. It's just like, when's more Sims? When are more Sims? They were so demanding that it made me nuts. It was so rude. The minute I stopped doing that, all of that started to slowly, but go away. And for the most part, it doesn't happen. It happened on the last video. But for the most part, you know. So I guess it basically comes down to a sense of entitlement that I didn't want on the channel. A lack of maturity that I didn't want on the channel. No drama, no demandingness, and a lack of politeness or respect that I didn't want on the channel. The minute that I took that huge game and went, no, is when all of that slowed down and stopped. Now, on the other hand, my channel is not growing as fast as it did when I played The Sims. But I would much rather grow slower and happier than faster and have to deal with the kind of runaway train mindset of Sims. I just, nope, didn't want it. So, I've tried to, because the thought of not playing The Sims anymore on the channel is a very sad one for me too. So I tried to think of ways that I could play it, but really keep a barrier on who was allowed to see it. And even those words, as they come out of my mouth, I don't like them. I don't know how to do it in a way where everyone is invited, but yet it is clear the type of behavior that I am willing to accept and the type of experience that we're all going to have and keep all of the, because one of the reasons why the channel slowed down last year, and I've talked about a little bit of it in the previous vlog, that I hadn't found the type of content that I could continue. Feeling bogged down by content that's gone on for a long time was basically the thing there. But also it slowed down because I didn't want to do The Sims, but I knew everybody wanted The Sims, and I couldn't deal with the demanding aspect of it. I foresee a future in which my channel is as successful as I want it to be. And everyone that comes to my channel and stays at the channel is the way they are now, respectful and awesome. So I ask you who are still here, because I know that there are a lot of people who are subscribed to my channel just because they wanted The Sims. Some of you have left, and that's fine. Absolutely fine. I hope you go and find the type of content that you want. I also know that in the Sims 2 gaming community and YouTube community, the people who were doing the Sims 2, I was doing something that, as far as I know, few others are doing. I can only think of one other person, and her name is Mara Sims. If you're watching this, Mara, hi. And she started her channel after mine, and she does the type of simming I do, which is really creative custom use of custom content to create an entire what was the word people used to use in the community all the time? Like an inter-economic community type world, where the Sims went and bought from other Sims, that kind of stuff. There was a name for it, but I'm forgetting what it is. But in any case, so she's a person to go and watch if she's still producing content, which I'm not sure, but I think so. But there was not many other people who were playing the way me and Mara play. And so I know there's a real intensity for that. And I also know that in business 101, the number one thing they say is go for a market. If there's a market scrambling and you can fill it. But I'm not really. If that's what I have to do, I'm not going to do it. I'll just stay my happy little 8,000 subs and stay there for the remainder of my life if that's what it takes. So, hey, first of all, tell me question number one. If you came only for The Sims and you're still here, why are you here? I'm not saying I want you to leave. I want to know why you're sticking around. Are you waiting for more Sims to come out? Or are you just hoping that a game that you like I'll play it? Or is it just like nostalgia, like you just don't want to click that unsubscribe button because you have watched me for so many years? Maybe it's that. I don't know. The second thing is, you got any ideas for how I could do The Sims 2 without having the energy that I just described to you, and the type of people that I described to you coming to the channel and wearing me down? Because I can't take the demandingness and the entitlement and the rudeness. And I just can't take it. I don't want it. So what suggestions do you have that I could play The Sims and have it just be people who are mature and responsible and kind people? I don't know. Do you know? And then 3, if you don't like The Sims, or if you're waiting only for The Sims, like Daly said, he said the type of games that you are playing, the indie games that you're playing, I'm not interested in. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. I mean, there's lots of games I won't play, like, or watch, like horror games and games that are really violent and games with zombies in them. I just, no. But I'm also wondering if maybe you, Daly, or other of you are not giving what I'm watching a chance, because what you might have liked about The Sims, I may be able to bring as well to other games. The storytelling aspect, the sense of the characters, getting to know the characters. There are other games like that where I may be able to do that. That's why I keep calling it the Jessa Channel, because I'm about role play and storytelling. And I believe, and I've learned, that there are a lot more games in which that is possible than just The Sims or Skyrim, or games that are definitely geared towards role-playing. So is it really just that you're not really interested in maybe seeing either games, giving them a try? No judgment if that's the case. But I'm just wondering if that's it. because I couldn't really do anything about that because I'm quite determined to play different games just because it's really fun. And I get to be a better role player and storyteller the more I try other types of stories. It's like Josie Smith, who is a long-term viewer, has been around since day 1 or 2 or 3, somewhere around there. And she said, I'm happy with any indie game that you play as long as it has a story. And it's the same thing. Even if it doesn't have a story, Josie, I'm going to make a story. I'm never going to just play a game without a story or making one or inviting you guys to help me make one. Because I can't, because I just, it's not in me to do it. So maybe if I make it more clear that this is a role play story focused channel and that you can expect that same sense of wonder that we all got from The Sims 2 from other games, perhaps more of you might give what I'm doing a chance. What do you think? I invite you to let me know in the comments below. I'm going to change out my little overlay here. I didn't do many overlays. Oh yeah, here we are. Give suggestions. Yeah. So there it is. Give suggestions. Let me know what you think. I'm counting on you guys. You know, you guys are my advisors. You all are counselors. You guys are supporters. You guys drive me in many ways that you couldn't possibly. I couldn't even share them all. But over the years, I've pictured many of your faces. I don't know your faces, but what I imagine they might be, your essence, as it were, in my mind to help me through a rough spot, answer a question, give me a little bit of cheerleading. You guys don't know, but you guys are all of you are all Team Jessa. Thanks. I really appreciate it. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Bye.